guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm bringing you my finale to the Horror Bingo Project Pan. So if you want to see the last few products I was working on and did I meet all my goals, let's get into it. So if you weren't following along with this project, I created these prompts, and I did this to satisfy, let me move you down just hang on, just a hair, goodness. I did this to satisfy, you know, having something spooky on the channel, because I love all things spooky. The Google Doc will be listed in the description box. It's going to stay up until round 2 starts. Round 2 will be starting, I'm going to put my video up a week before Halloween, so anyone who wants to participate will have a week to, you know, see what round 2 will entail. But round 2 will be starting on Halloween this year. I modeled this after the Pantastic Ladies. I drew numbers on the first till all the numbers were drawn. You did collection-specific goals, and once you got a bingo, you won. So if you want to get in on round 1 and see the prompts and everything, you got till Halloween to do that. So, the products I was still working on, we had, let me get my prompts out here. Main character goes alone. So that was a one-off in your collection, and I brought in my Revlon Glimmer Correcting Concealer. It's an eye brightener. I have the shade 105, and I wanted to use this 100 times. I ended up using this 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times in July to hit my 100 use goal. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Do we have any windowing? The windowing comes and goes, but you will be seeing the weights on the screen. I really do like this. Like I said, I've said this in a few videos. I wouldn't repurchase this. I did get this from influencers, so I got it in PR, so I didn't purchase it to begin with. But I don't think I need an eye brightener. I think I do still need more of a color corrector, but I will use this up, and I'm happy to use it. But I'm happy I got 100 uses out of this guy, and I met my goal. So that is a goal met. So that is for N2. So that gives us a bingo for the N column. So bingo 05, 08. Excuse me, 08, 05, 25. All right. Next. Oh, well, here, I guess I can still cross off. Boom. And main character goes alone is done. Next we had Creepy Old Mansion, and that was use an old or broken product. So I had in my Wet n Wild blush, because it was the oldest item left in my collection. And I had a 10 use goal. I did use it once in July, bringing me up to 6 uses. I decided to declutter this blush on the 15th of July. It finally lost its scent. It had a pumpkin spice scent, and it was gone. It was not very pigmented anymore, and it was the oldest makeup product in my entire collection, so I did decide it was finally time to declutter it and let it go. Since I did get over half my uses, I am counting that as a goal met. So, Creepy Old Mansion is done. So, that was B1. Does that give us a bingo? No. Okie dokie. So that is it for this page. And that page is done. Next for this page, and you'll need to let me know if I should count, I'm going to count this as a goal met, but if you disagree, please let me know. For Sinister Basements, that was use a base product, whether that be a primer, a foundation, concealer, what have you, and I brought in this KVD foundation, which If I can make a line marking, I will. If not, you have the weights on the screen. But I wanted to use this 50 times. I used it 16 times in July and 3 times in August, bringing me to 43 uses. I had to declutter this yesterday on August 4th. So yesterday, and I know I only needed 7 more uses to get to my goal, 1 more week. But yesterday when I put this on my face, it suddenly had oxidized. Normally, this is a perfect shade match. This is the Good Apple Foundation in the shade Light 12. And this is a perfect shade match for me. And when I put this on my face yesterday, it was orange. Orange. So I did some research, I did some Googling, and I was like, what could make a foundation suddenly oxidize? And there were some things, but the biggest reason would be that it's expired. Now, I got this from TJ Maxx, so it's already probably an older product to begin with, and I've had it for over a year, so the shelf life's already gone, even if I had bought it brand new. So when I read that, I went ahead and I twisted the pump off, and I gave it a smell, because if it's, expired, it would probably have a scent, and oh, buddy, does it. Suddenly, it's gone off. So I'm not going to put an expired foundation on my face for a week just to meet my goal. I got 43 uses. To be fair, since I started tracking this foundation, this is another reason I'm going to count this as a goal met. I have used this foundation a total of 51 times since starting tracking it. So, even though it was only 43 uses for the project, I am still counting it as a goal met. So that's Sinister Basements. Put you over there. So Sinister Basements is B3. Let's see, does that give us a bingo? Yes, it does, a cross. So, as of right now, we have 2 bingos. And that is the end of this page. So that can go in the garbage. So next we have Seance or Ouija board scene, and that is a randomized whole collection product, and I got my let me show you the correct way, my e.l.f. Camel Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Dusty Rose. I used it 4 times in July, and I met my 10-use goal on the 12th of July. I do really like this blush. It's a good shade. Yeah. So that's it. That is a goal met. We can cross that guy off. So Seance or Ouija board scene. And that is for 04. 04. And that gives us a bingo across. So we're at 3 bingos. And I missed a prompt. Excuse the heck out of you. Yes, I did. Unexpected jump scare. That is a product from a category that grew the most in 2024, which at the time was my single shadows, my potted, cream, liquid, all my single shadows that aren't magnetic. So I randomized this one from Haunting Hues Cosmetics. It's in the shade Persephone. I used this twice in July to reach my 10-use goal on the 19th. So that is a goal met. Unexpected jump scare. And that is B2. So let's see, does that give us a bingo? B2. 2. That does give us a bingo across. So we're at 4 bingos. And now we can throw this paper away. And our very last prompt is Eerie Children's Laughter. And that was my Mulan blush from ColourPop in the shade Good Luck Charm. I used it twice in July to get me to 7 out of my 10 uses. And on the 17th of July, I decided to declutter this blush. So it had broken packaging, which you guys saw in my last video. It was a super dusty formula. It had so much kick up. It had like gold micro glitters in it, so it just, so much kick up. And I just didn't want to reach for that shade. I just didn't want to reach for it, so I ended up decluttering it. But since I did get over half my uses, I am counting that as a goal met. So Eerie Children's Laughter is I1. Oh, and that was for something with childlike name, packaging, etc. So I1 gives us a bingo. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 4 or 5 bingos. So that can be thrown away. That can be thrown away. So I did meet all of my goals for the ending. Those are going to go in my completed. I'm really happy with this. This made me really upset because I was so close, not only to hitting my 50 use goal, but it's so far down. But I obviously very much got my money's worth, and I would, if I could get this like brand new, I would repurchase this. I honestly might go down a shade because this does, even when it's brand new, oxidize just a hair. So I would like get the shade 8 possibly instead, but I would repurchase this. This is a beautiful foundation. But otherwise, that is going to do it for my finale. Like I said, if you're wanting to participate, if you're still wanting to see these prompts and get in on this one, you have until Halloween, and then I'm going to take that down. But round 2 will start on Halloween of this year, and I'm going to put my video up, my intro up a week early so I can tell you guys all about it, show you the Google Doc, and I'm very excited to show you guys. So that is going to do it for my finale, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.